to you. I said with you. That's when we take all the comments and hear what everybody has to say about all the stuff that's going on. I like to talk, okay, when we start talking like here, okay, we got the game coming up, right? Western Conference Final, Wolves versus OKC tonight, right? And right up the street in Oklahoma. I wanted to go to that game, but it's just game one. Gotta let this thing settle in. You know, this tournament, this series right here, I can't wait to watch. Why? Why can't I wait to watch this series? The Wolves were here last year. We talked experience, this whole playoff, right? Minnesota was here last year. Remember, that's when Dallas. I was running from Dallas to Minnesota to catch those games, and Dallas won. St. Anthony was home after he had already knocked off Jokic and last year, and then came back LeBron and all of them boys this year. Now he goes back to the World Western Conference Final, going up against OKC. My brain, stupid as it is, here's where I go. I see this and say, this is interesting, peeps. Let me tell you why. Oklahoma City and the Wolves versus Minnesota. OKC has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA. He is right now the favorite to win MVP, especially after he just knocked off Jokic. I already talked to you guys about how they talk about, well, that stuff gets tallied before. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop saying that. You know, the last time OKC had a championship, and this was what OKC won. Last time they won a championship was 1979. You know what I mean? They were not called OKC. Let me tell you now. Let me tell you something. I tell y'all right now. That's what they were. They were called the Seattle Supersonics. The Seattle Supersonics. Let me give you all I can tell you on this, boy. Because that was my team. Woo! I'm talking about what? Jack Sigma was the center. Jack Sigma had to turn around there, funny shot. Jack Sigma. They had Downtown Freddie Brown. Downtown Freddie Brown. Dude, I'm trying to tell y'all, Seattle Supersonics was my team. Y'all don't even remember Downtown Freddie Brown, do you? That was his name. This was before 3 points was even out there. Downtown Freddie Brown would have been one of the greatest shooters. He was a little sporadic. But when he started hitting, Freddie Brown, they said, Downtown Freddie Brown. That thing hit nothing but draws. Hey, boy, that was my team, man. Oh, my God, man. I remember that. I remember watching Jack Sigma with that old funny turn, that funny set, and then shooting. So, and then, of course, they moved. Yeah. You have Freddie Brown. Look at that. Hey, my boy Nate, they put us Freddie Brown. Look at that. Seattle Supersonics, dog. Isn't that crazy? That was my squad, y'all. Oh, man, I would take them to the bank. When I was growing up playing, man, that's who I wanted to be, man. And then Dennis, remember Dennis Johnson? Dennis was there. And Dennis went over to Boston. Yeah, man, that that threw me. That show bring back some memories right there. But think about it. They had, that's the last time they were the finals. Last finals wins, 79 as the Supersonics. But they never been there as OKC. And now you got a chance. And you got the young superstar in this league, SGA, right? You're playing a young superstar in Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves, who have never gone to a final. Never. And you see this game. When you see it, let me tell you, the thing jumped out at me first. How is this? Okay, you got a young SGA. You got a young Anthony Edwards. Yeah, Gus Johnson. Gus Johnson, that's Gus Johnson. Boy, that was my dude. Gus was a bad point guard. Boy, see that? boy, Gus was a bad point guard, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, double star. That was it, baby. That was it. I can't believe I went off into that. I went off into talking about how see, I grew up on the Seahawks, man, on the Supersonics. I grew up on the Supersonics. It was great watching those. Great watching them play. It really was. That was a hell of a team. So yeah, let me get off on that. Let me get off on that. But then, tell me this, people. Tell me this, because I like to win the chat. Give me a check. How is this, guys? How is SGA MVP favorite of the league right now and in the Western Conference Final going up against in Edwards, not the MVP favorite in the league, but favorite to be face of the league? Now, if you're the MVP of the league and you're at this place, how can someone else be the favorite to be the face of the league? Why isn't the MVP favored to be the face of the league? Now we get the conversation. Whereas I remember Sean Kemp too. I remember Sean Kemp. Boy, leaped out the gym, didn't he? Sean Kemp leaped that thing out the gym. I know, no bringing that up. No bringing that up. But here's what I'm saying. Why don't MVP and face of the league commingle? Why isn't SGA becoming the face of the league if he gets this win over Anthony Edwards, who we are saying is going to become the face of the league? Does anyone know why that's so? If he can't say it's on the court, because he's going to be the MVP. So if sports, we want it to be a meritocracy, and it's all about what you do, and if you're the baddest boy, you're supposed to be the baddest boy, and that's the MVP, and SGA going to be the MVP, but it would not be the face. That's reserved for Anthony Edwards. Make no mistakes about it. When you see SGA, he looks like, you remember George Gervin? Smooth as silk ice cream. Smooth and cool. I call him smooth and cool. Woof. He just, those finger rolls, all of that. He was a bad boy. He's a bad boy. But I don't know if smooth and cool can get you face of the league. Face of the league has to be, boom, dunking all over you. Or Michael Jordan flying through the air. You know what I mean? Face of the league has to have personality, a smile, and a killer look. And Anthony Edwards gives you all of that. He gives you all of that exciting stuff that you really know you can't do. I could be smooth, I could be cool, but I can't get my chin over the rim and dunk in your face. And then smile. And it's such a warm, beautiful smile that Anthony Edwards had. That's why I kissed him on the cheek. It was champion to champion. And he makes, let me tell you seriously, he makes you feel a certain kind of way. He makes you feel a certain kind of way when you're around him. I say that's what that is. That's what that is. That's when you're the face of a league, you got to do more than just put it on the floor. You got to do more than just make great plays. You got to do more than even win games. You got to make people feel something whenever they're around. And I'm going to tell you something. When you're around Anthony Edwards, you feel something. And I love that part. You know what I mean? I just love that part. Now, I ain't been around SGA enough, and I'm looking forward to going to Oklahoma, and I'm going to see. But just, yeah. And I love what they're doing, too. See, that's another interesting thing, too. That, oh, God, I just thank you, Father. Thank you, God. It's a revelatory gift. Think about this. Like, SGA comes across as the perfect teammate. The perfect teammate. When they stand up and they do those interviews as a team, I love that. It's a perfect teammate. It's a perfect teammate. But it's just something that Anthony Edwards got that people just draws to. Me, I'm 10. I want to talk that Pickens Lamb. And I told you guys, and I'm going to talk about Cowboys here in a minute. I just wanted to get it because I know we got that game starting here in about 15 minutes. I wanted to talk basketball. I wanted to get that out, what I'm saying, and we'll get ready to let that game play. We'll get ready to let that game play. But I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I can't wait to see what and how Anthony Edwards is going to take that challenge from SGA. About SGA. Remember, all the other stages, he had a proven veteran champion that he wanted to knock off. Jokic, the LeBron, the Lucas, the Stephs, the Kevin Durant's. This is the first time he doesn't have that dude to say, I gotta knock him off. And I know he can still get to where he has to get to. But this is going to be a great game. And also, and I'm going to give all of it. You guys, I told you OKC last time they won. They were the Super Sonics, my favorite team. They won the finals. But as OKC, they've never won. As the Timberwolves, they never won. You see what I mean? So any one of those teams winning it all is going to be history. Pacers tomorrow night play the Knicks for the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, get this. The Pacers never won. Never. And the Knicks last time, 1973, which I thought was fascinating. I told you guys before, the Knicks, when they knocked off the Celtics to get ready to play the Pacers, the last time they won a game to end the series in Madison Square Garden was against the Pacers. I think it's 99. Against the Pacers. And then the next time they won now was against the Knicks, so they can face the Pacers. So that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to watch that tomorrow night. Now, I want to turn my attention to what I saw. And there are levels to this. So I'm going to talk some Cowboy talk here. I'll get into Cowboy talk here with you guys. And then I want to get into a conversation with you guys about the Ryan Clark and RG3 situation going on. You see what I'm saying? I want to get in a conversation about that because both of those are my boys. I love them both. And yeah, we're going to talk about that. But as far as the Cowboys go, I want to talk about this schedule I'm hearing people talking about. This is the toughest schedule ever. Never seen anybody have such a tough schedule. And they're saying it as if, oh, Joe, oh, no, here it comes. We're about to get killed. The Cowboys are about to get mauled. 4 Thursday night football games. 6 consecutive games against 11-plus win teams from a year ago. And the end of the Cowboys season is, death row. No. Death row is what everybody say. Death row is what everybody say. You can sit on death row forever. The end of the Cowboys season is what I'm going to do, the Green Mile. You got your last 6 games, only one at home. You're going to start with that at Broncos, then Cardinals at home. You got to end at Raiders, at Bears, at Jays, at Panthers. All, and you move it. You're gone. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's going to be, so everybody's talking about, oh, God, the schedule. I like this schedule. I like that it's tough. I'll tell you guys, I do have a meeting here with Coach. The end of this week, I reached out to him. He said, Mike, I'm so happy you reached out. I would love to sit down and chat with you because I want to get some understanding of what I'm hearing and his thought process, how he thinks and everything. I'm going to listen to what he says, but remember what I'm telling you, whenever you're listening to anyone, don't just listen to what he says. Listen to how he says it. Listen to how he thinks. So when you're dealing with them, you're not just waiting for an answer. You can help try to get them to that answer you're waiting for because you understand how they think. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Let help right there. But I'm looking forward to spending time with them the end of this week. and talking about the plans. Now, I told you guys I like some of the things that he's done, created more time for players that are pertinent to the situation to make a promise to each other, one man to the other. Emmett and I were in close proximity all the time. And he was my roommate, sat on the plane together, we ate together, we walked around together, we talked together. Every time me and Emmett were together, we bring Irvin in, before Irvin, it was like, we're making a promise, man. By land or by air, your ass will get whooped. Whoever we play, by land or by air, your ass will get whooped. And dude, it played out. I was thinking about this today, how often it played out through our careers where that commitment and that time together, spending time around each other played out. You know, we're playing Washington. Emmett, after we spent all the time together, talking to each other, being together, spent in the same room together, roommates, eating together, talking together. The last thing we would do before we walked on the field, after the introductions, we'll look at each other, pat our heart, boom, boom, double trouble. He was 22, I'm 88. So we're confirming the commitment, no matter what, one way or the other, we're going to win this game. By land or by air, we are going to produce double trouble, right? So we're getting the game, and my rib, I was playing Washington, man, Darryl Green, and my rib is gone. Cracked ribs, something like that, the little cartilage between the ribs. There was a cartilage between the ribs. And I couldn't breathe in the huddle. And Troy said, if you can't go, Michael, you got to get somebody else in here. You can't go, you can't go. Emmett said, he can go. He's like, he can go. And he looked at me, he said, they don't know how hurt you are. Stand out there and just take the coverage by land or by air. Land. You go stay out there. You got to catch nothing. Just stay out there. He was telling me, remember our promise. Stan, I'm going to do it by land. We won that game. We come back later on that year, we were playing New York. When Emmett tore his shoulder up and they were going to take him out the game, what do you think I said to him? I said, you can go. They don't know how hurt you are. You stand back there and we will win by air. And he was like, okay, baby, trying to repay the promise. He stood back there. And then Troy checked out. He forgot about Emmett's shoulder and checked into a run and handed it to him. Wasn't supposed to do that. But Emmett showed up. And we won that game. Ended up going to win another Super Bowl. I like that he creates these moments because you got to make those moments to make those promises. I saw CeeDee Lamb the other day talking about him and George Pickens, and he said there is no 1A, 1 or 2, 1A, 1B. We both ones. He said, you go over there, that's what you get. You come over here, that's what you get. I love that, dude. I love that. I do. I love that, man. We need that. Scarlett, ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me the NFL wants the Cowboys to win and they put out this schedule. This is more of the mess. What the NFL wants is most of the NFL, and certainly all you people, everybody wants mess for the Cowboys. Either way, it's going to sell. And what sells more now? Mess. Nobody wants the great ride. Look around. It's beef all on the internet. It's mess everybody wants to tune into. So they want mess with the Cowboys. And I'm telling you, what you meant for evil by bringing a tough schedule like, oh, that's going to make sure they lose, can really help because everybody now, all off season, is talking about how hard that schedule is. I don't want to hear about Dak Prescott money, CeeDee Lamb money. I want to hear about how hard that schedule is because if it's all we're talking about, then they're preparing for a hard schedule. I got to imagine they're preparing very hard. You get what I'm saying? So let's let that go. I know they want us to slip up, Miles. Mills, they want us to slip up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They want it to be absolute chaos. They like it. They like it. But we can't let them. we can't. I like the way you put that back there, Mills. I like the way that. I like Mills say we can't let him write our story. We must author this story. We must author this story. And I'm telling you, this first play will help, not hurt. I want the schedule to be tough. I want them to prepare for a tough season. I want you thinking more about football than money. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. And, dude, I do believe this Cowboys, let me tell y'all, take this. What receiving group? Let's talk about this. What receiving group would you take over the Cowboys' two starters right now? And I'm talking about in this. When I look at most spectacular catches, dude, I've seen CeeDee Lamb make a play in the goal line a few years ago on the goal line touchdown. He contorted his body. The air awareness and body control it takes to do it is phenomenal. It's beyond my abilities. It's beyond my abilities. He has that. I've seen George Pickens make some of the most incredible catches. As a matter of fact, he has a play just like the one I'm talking about CeeDee Lamb made. And that's why I thought, ain't no way I can think of anybody that's made more incredible catches than this pair. No, I can't either. I can't either. That's all I'm going to tell y'all. No road. I can't wait till Boop comes back. Love that guy. And you know who you're talking about. Overshoot. I can't either, buddy. I can't either. I can't either. I really do. I'm waiting to see. I love him. I told you that personality is so much like what I think I have, and I can't wait to get him and he gets back on the football field with the guys we have now. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Demarion and Booker go at it. That kind of love, one side to the other. Tyler Booker trying to pull and go and get him. But Demarion Overshown, he has that old Michael Parsons kind of speed. People don't talk about it as much, but he has that kind of speed. Why, Cam? What are you talking about? That pisses me off a lot. What is that about? Huh? What is that about? What is people? All right. So who's amazing? Who's amazing? Saying something. He's talking about Dak now. Let me move this out of the way. He must be talking about Dak. He must be talking about Dak. Because he said he's amazing. I just hope he never suffers another injury. He's had two already. Yeah, Dak's going to be all right, man. Think about this. When we've given Dak legitimately two good players, two good receivers, Dak's had some incredible years. I'm expecting, and even the years when we saw the beginning of what Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb were developing too, they shipped Amari off so fast, we never had the chance. We never had the chance. And I love and I appreciate my boy CD for how careful he's speaking and how knowing he is to make sure. Think about it. He already heard how, George Pickens this, George Pickens that. There's got to be a head kick. There's got to be that. It's got to be this. This guy can be that. No. He's saying, I'm going to stop all of this. And when they come to him, no, I'm one, he two, I'm 1A, he 1B. No, we're just one. Dude, that's big. That's big. That brings George in with a whole nother perspective. The number one sees me as one. Think about it now. You guys hear what I'm saying? The number one receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, who would be debated, the best number one receiver in the NFL, sees me as the number one. I'm talking about from George Pickens. I'm leaving a place that I spent all that time with, and they didn't think that of me. You see what I mean? That's what I'm seeing. That's the importance of that. You know, that's the importance of what CD did. And to me, dude, I'm gonna tell y'all something. That's maturity for CD Lamb. That's maturity for CD Lamb. So now he has peace in his mind. This is my team. I can say these things as my team. I have to make sure I know how to get everybody ready on my team. You'll hear people talk about how I used to mess around, go stand in the front of the locker room naked, talking to people like, yo, look, you see this body? You will never look like this. Don't get mad at mom and dad. They just couldn't give you this, you know. And then all the veterans start throwing towels. Oh, shut up. Sit down, Michael. I did that every time we had a new rookie class come in because I'm trying to bring them in. You got to come in, baby. You got to come on, have some fun. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do some crazy stuff. But we got to play football. We don't have time for you to be saying, I can't believe that's the star right there. No. We got to be one. We're only going to be as strong as our weakest link. So we got to strengthen everybody. And here, CD Lamb was strengthening his partner. I told y'all we had that conversation. I told y'all when we were in New York, I said, man, that's how Harp and I saw it. I said, man, we two number ones. We don't do the same thing, so we ain't got no problem. They don't do the same thing, so they ain't got no problem. You can do it. Two number ones. And now we just need our guy, Dak, to get them the football. Yeah. If Jimmy Smith doesn't get hurt, playmaker, how great would you two together have been? I love Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith, the pain era, Jimmy Smith wasn't ready, to be honest with you. Jimmy Smith wasn't ready yet. We let Jimmy go, and Jimmy should be in the Hall of Fame right now. Jimmy Smith should be in the Hall of Fame. I watched that growth. I had Jimmy, and Jimmy was, man, let me just tell y'all a quick story. I got hit in the Washington game, Darryl Green. I had been pretty roughing Darryl Green up pretty much all game, right? And Darryl said, Michael, man, stop hitting my legs, stop roughing me, because he's fast. I had to keep punching on him like a boxer, trying to slow his legs down, right? I'm coming off the ball, I'm hitting him every time. Literally, it's a true story. He said, come on, Michael, stop, man. You're going to make me do something. You know, he's a Christian. He didn't like doing anything wrong. So, man, stop, man, Mike, come on, man. Right? Every play he was saying it. And the more he says it, what am I going to do? Every time you tell me to stop, I'm going to do it again. So I line back up. Emmett ran the ball way over there. I'm all cross. I ain't even listening to him. I'm just hitting him. I'm roughing him up. I'm trying to slow him up. He came up on me one play after he complained so much, right? He came up on me and he sat up like this. And I was in my stance. And Troy went and he caught the snap, set up, and he flipped. Hard as he could. He caught me. He was offside. And he broke my nose. Blood came out everywhere. Shot out. He said, oh my God, Michael. Oh my God, Michael, I'm so sorry. Because he felt bad immediately. He felt bad immediately. And I had been doing a whole lot of things to him. So I understood. I was roughing him. I was blocking him, shaking his face, man, just being dirty. I was being dirty. So right after he finally got tired of it and jammed me and broke my nose, all that blood just instantly came out. And I looked at him. He was trying to apologize. Now all I said is, I'll be back. I'll be back. And I went over to the sideline, and they were sticking the guards up my nose. And coach looked at Jimmy. Jimmy Smith is looking at me. I got blood. And they fixing my nose. And coach said, Jimmy, get in the game. I'll never forget. I'm like this right here. Jimmy, get in the game. Jimmy said, oh. Me? She said, yeah, get it. Jimmy, they go in the game. Jimmy saw that. Jimmy, they go in the game. They cut him. He latched on with Jacksonville, and he became what I believe is a Hall of Famer. Jimmy, whatever he had to do, he got over that fear, and he went out there and caught plenty of passes. I mean, they had a great team. So I'm just telling you from kids out there, no matter where you start, it don't mean that, you know. Jimmy didn't want to go on that field. and you know, so funny, go back and look over some of the film. You'll see in one of the Washington games, you will see it, right? After I go out, nose all blood, and I look at Daryl, I said, I'll be right. I'll be right back. I went out, they put them guards up my nose. I came right back in and caught that touchdown. In the corner of the end zone. When I caught it like this, I got up. You can see the gauze still all in my nose because I'm trying to hold the blood in. And Emmett was telling me, get back on the field. That's just a nosebleed. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I don't know why I broke off into all of that, but that was something. But I'm just saying, we got something here with these two dudes, and I can't wait to see it on the field. And I do believe, guys, we'll be able to compete with the Philadelphias and the Washington. And if you compete with those two teams, remember, they were in the NFC Championship game last year. And you're competing to at least get into that NFC Championship game next year. You know what I mean? Yeah, that Jimmy Smith, Hall of Fame down in Jacksonville. But over here, it was building up and fitting into the pressure situation that I thought kind of messed with him here. Guys, you guys too. I want to switch right quick. So I do want to watch that game too, but I want to talk to you guys about something. And it's just be talking. I want to talk to you. You guys have heard about the Ryan Clark and RG3 thing that's going on. Ryan made some comments about his wife, RG3's wife, and some of the things that RG3 has said. And I remember I told you guys, and I talked with Shannon even when Shannon Sharp addressed Travis Hunter's fiance. And I said, man, I say, this code violation, you know, for him to look into a camera and say, listen, young lady, and speak to that man's fiance, just like I think, Ryan, this is a code violation to speak to that man's wife, about that man's wife like that. I heard Ryan, jokingly, however, saying it about RG3 likes to drink milk as reference to, I guess, his wife being white. And I think how it came off, it was almost like RG3 is trying to say his white wife is better than, I don't know, black women, or that's kind of how Ryan and RG3 thing got bent. And I was like, wow. Because I don't know where RG3 goes with that. First of all, this is this man's wife. This is who he chose to spend the rest of his life with. I would hope he has a great love for her emotionally, but a great love for her pulchritude also, physical appearance, what she looks like. So him bragging about whatever he likes about his wife is not wrong. I just don't understand why we got to go that route. Why we got to go that route? You know, good old days to leave the kids out. So I want to hear what you guys got to say. All right, Double Star Taller tells me, he says, Ryan Clark has been ruffling up feathers. with QBs first, Aaron, and now RG3. He's in the business, and you guys understand now this business now grows off of beef. It used to grow off knowledge in your delivery of information. That means, okay, information is one thing. Your ability to deliver it to me in an entertaining way is another. You see, so you get information anywhere, but you will watch where you get where it's delivered in a way that is applicable or good for you. I can get information in when I go to school or class, college, my professor's speaking. He's speaking information, but I'm still doing this. Because the way he's delivering is a linear form. Turn to page 35. On page 35, you know what I mean? So yeah. So now, if you know how to lighten up a brain and lighten up your brain and giving me information in other ways to make me think about these things and those things while you're giving me the information and make me pull into what you're saying and then try to figure out, well, what's going on in my life, like what we're talking about right here, and how can I use this to better my life? You see, that's communication. That's the difference between information and communication. Information means you just rattling words towards me. Communication says I'm feeling the words you're rattling. I'm not just hearing them. I'm not just seeing them. I'm also feeling them. That's why we are communicating. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate that, Oscar, man. He says, hey, Playmaker, I hope your wife and renovation is going well. Prayer every day for her. I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate it. And it is. And it's a lot going on. But it's the off season. At least somewhat of an off season. I've been working and I love working here. I don't call this work. I just call this chat. I call it my therapy. You see, because I can talk about what I want to talk about. And honestly, I ain't worried about anybody else stopping me from talking. So that I can do. I can sit right here and talk wherever I want to. Nobody can ever stop that. I can share with you guys all I want. Double Star, I would love to hit 90 Cowboys playmakers. I wish I could be out there on that football field with what I used to be right now with this group. I tell you what, I guarantee you, I don't care what anybody says. I guarantee you. I know me. I guarantee you, we would have won. If I'm on this team right here, we win the championship. And there's not even a thought in my mind. That's it. And I know that's why I say they could do it. I don't want to hear it. I know what it takes, and I see what they have. And yeah. Hey, listen, I'm gonna wait. You're my Eagles fan. But you're my guy. I appreciate it, Amway. I appreciate it. But believe me, what I'm saying is real. That thing, it will get close. And because the two best teams right now in the NFC is in our division. Ain't nobody talking about that. Teams that we are familiar with. Teams that you feel pretty confident going up against and you've had some success against. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. And that's why, I feel better about chasing those guys because we got plenty of data than a Green Bay running in here, catching me like they caught us a couple of years ago. Oh, didn't we slip that? So, yeah. Anthony Sanders on. I think RC's message to RG3 was to remind him of the struggle of Black women in this country. And it does come off as if RG3 forgot that. Come on, Anthony. Anthony, are you guys serious? Why is it RG3? Why is it RC's? Why is it his business to make RG3 or remind RG3 of the struggles of Black women in this country? Because he chose his mate as a white woman. Are we serious? Are we doing this? We are people that choice got taken away from. We're not able to make choices. And even you were not even able to make choices over your own family. They will come and take your own daughter, your families, go send where they want to do what they want to do with them, whenever they want to do it. So now, we come to a time where this man can make his own decision on who he wants to be with. When we don't have the choice of mother, brother, sister, aunt, nephew, niece, cousin, you don't have those choices. The only choice you get is the choice of your mate or the choice of your friends. And who the hell are we to think we can tell this man who to choose to love? And the question is, are we mad at him because he chose to love this white woman, love a white, have a white wife, and he's bragging about his wife? I'm sure every one of you guys have bragged about your wife. It's the right thing to do. So let's stop with that, man. Why are we even in this? Why are we even in this? That's the kind of stuff that trips me out. Come on, man. Let's stop being crazy. Oh, yeah. So Ryan Clark, and I love him to death, feels a necessity, and that it's necessary to tell RG3 to have more respect for Black women is absurd. It's absurd. Okay, what are you saying? I'll be coming back. Not saying I'm not bringing. Okay, well, then what are we saying? You're not bringing RG3 wife into it, but he did. He did. Ryan did. Ryan did. You, and that's what you said. You said that he was saying to have more respect for Black women. I'm. All right. The only thing that matters is not the color of a person. It's how they treat. Yeah, she's right. It's how they treat you. That's what Ken is saying. It's the only thing that matters is how that person treats you, how that person makes you feel. And the part I'm saying is, we've asked to be inclusive. When you're asking to be inclusive and be included in everything, let's be included. That means, yeah, we're going to have mixed relationships, and we don't have to sit and say, man, you should have a Black woman, and you should have a. Isn't that what they were doing back then? All of this shit we've been fighting for is all about choice, being able to make a free pick, a free choice. That's what it's all been about, right? And the man made a choice. That's his wife, man. Let's let that man have his life with his wife. It is not his responsibility to shower great appreciation for the Black woman. It is not Ryan's responsibility to teach everyone to have great appreciation for the Black woman. You know? So I just don't understand why venture into that area. When I think man to man, all you better ask me about my wife is how she's doing. I just say it's out of bounds to be doing or talking anything else. And that's code violation. you know, in the way I saw it delivered, saying he's talking about how much he likes milk and all of that stuff. It's just, come on, man. Yeah. Kenna came back saying, hey, I will say this, all women are crazy except your mom. Yeah. Yeah, all right, that's him. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not thinking a lot of things like that. Yeah, Anthony, you feel, Anthony saying this again, I think a lot of people feel like RG3 attacks Black people. Hmm. Why do you feel like he attacks Black people? Now, I've watched RG3 a lot. I don't ever see any time where he's attacked Black people. So where did that narrative come from? See, we can't take one thing and then spread it as if it's the truth. And because somebody said it before, doesn't make it true. Because somebody said it before and we keep saying it over and over and over and over again. So it must be true. Somebody said it before and we've saying it just like the defense win championships. It must be true. Somebody said it before. And we've been saying it forever. No points win championships. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. Let's be real and let's back up. No, we got to learn. We got to figure this out, man. And we got to stop trying to dive into everybody's life and tell everybody how to live. And we want to tell everybody how to live. And we know damn well if we ever truly turn that damn mirror and look at what we got going on, we ain't in no position to tell nobody how to live. We got to stop. You know, we got to stop. That's the truth. We all act like we are, we did it perfectly. And then as soon as we get off this social media, we go right back to that damn struggling stuff we dealing with in our own lives. But we just condemn people. Okay, just stop it. Let's stop it. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop it, people. Let's stop it. I tell you what, you're right. Let's just stop it right here and get to that conference final game. Let's just stop. But there's a lot in that, folks. There's a lot in it. And inclusiveness and togetherness and all of that means that. It means that. And we got to let it mean that. We can't say, oh, yeah, we want to be included. And then when we start mingling and co-mingling with everybody, now we starting to go another way. Oh, yeah, we over here, we doing, but now, come on. Let's do this again next week this time. I'm going to cut right here and we go head on and watch this basketball game. And I'm going to pray for both my boys because they are my boys, Ryan Clark and RG3. And I'm going to give you this. I believe Ryan, if he wanted to get into anything talking about the appreciation of African-American women, there are a lot of ways you can get into that. I can lift one without killing the other. I am pro-Black. I don't have to be anti-white. I can be pro-Black without being anti-white. My grandbabies are mixed, you know? So how am I right if I'm pro-Black, anti-white, and my grandbabies are mixed? Yeah. I can't tell my grandbabies I love them if they have a white mother. And I'm supposed to be anti. Are you guys joking? Come on, let's stop. Inclusive means us all. Let's let that go. All right, we got to get to the game now. That's it for now.